Another standard here, and it's against Second. Let's go. Sends out Michiru Crystal Man, and he's got the Claydol, which is an interesting matchup since it's, you know, a guy who can spin versus the only thing I believe that can set up spikes and block spin. So, however, this is the second coming I'm battling here. So, you know, why would he have something like that when he can have a Life Orb Claydol? Proceeds to do a copious amount of damage to Crystal Man as I set up spikes. And the fact that it's Life Orb kind of makes me think that maybe it doesn't have Rapid Spin, since, you know, I have Rapid Spin plus Life Orb on Starmie, and I don't enjoy that, and Starmie has Instant Recovery, so I'm thinking maybe it doesn't have Rapid Spin, just something to keep in mind. But, it used Earth Power, so right now I just know it's got some special side stuff. Send in Medi, who, that seal is because I hadn't used Medi for about 5 months or more, since this is my last use of her, so I felt like she was you to me. And Empoleon can run Swords Dance, and I feel like that's something that might be unexpected, and therefore I should expect it maybe from Second, I don't know. So I felt like Thunderbolting there, making the safe play, making him bring Claydol back in, and that is indeed what he did. And now I'm a little bit afraid of Explosion, since it is Life Orb, and you know that's definitely something a Life Orb guy likes to do is explode, so I'll switch in Skullman to be safe from that and to see if he wants to be aggro early game. He doesn't, though. He's a little bit smarter than that, and sets up, yeah, he's a lot smarter than that, and sets up Stealth Rock instead, which is the perfect play. I have to Gravity, however, as the Skullman's only attack move is Earthquake, and I gotta get stuff on the ground, so I don't really want to call that a mistake. I Will-O-Wisp there, you know, to be safe from Dragon Dance, and if it wasn't Dragon Dance, then so be it, but I hate Dragon Dance, so I don't hate that play too much. I probably would, in retrospect, I probably would have made the same play if I didn't know he had sub. So, he does have sub, however, and I'm able to break it with Earthquakes, at least right now. Gravity will eventually wear off, and then I won't be able to Earthquake the Altaria anymore, but since he used Dragon Pulse, I suppose he could be mixed with Outrage or something, just think something like that. But you know, I'm gonna assume otherwise until proven otherwise. So I'll just send in Medi to take Dragon Pulses quite a bit better than Dusk Noir can. And this is also Bolt Beam Medi, so she's got Ice Beam to T-Bolt going on. And he switches an Empoleon into an Ice Beam, to which I say thumbs up because of the battle last week against Malk. But I go for Ice Beam again, either predicting a switch, or B, being nice and letting him have the one turn, there you go, to thaw out, which seems to always happen in like 70+% of the time. You thaw out in one turn, and like you don't even miss a turn being frozen. So he got frozen on a switch, and then his first attack he thawed out. So anyway, roared me out to Skullman, which was pretty fine. Earthquake super effective to him, so I'm definitely gonna go for that. And then drags out Crystal Man with Roar, and brings it down to 19 HP. I think I already looked and made sure that it would live, just in case I needed some death fodder later. And I Thunderbolt it, and it doesn't KO, knocks him down really low. And then he Aqua Rings, which restores HP, and Lefties goes, and that looks like a little bit more damage than I did last turn, so it's going to still die. And I'm kind of glad for that. Looks like damage variation was on my side that time. But he proceeds to send in Donphan, who can have priority. And due to Stealth Rock and no Spinner, Crystal Man's only going to be Death Fodder if I switch it out. So I guess I'll just take the Death Fodder now. And just let it go at that, see what item he has. And it's leftover, so it's nothing too crazy, looks like. And who's going to be the best bet versus Donphan? I guess it's going to be Skullman. I can attempt to get a burn on it. I don't have Ice Punch, but I can attempt to get a burn on it anyway. However, he reads me like a book and swings in to Infernape, and I think Will-O-Wisp actually missed there anyway, so, you know, go figure. But I do have Earthquake that I can hit this thing with, and he's well aware of that, and he's got a U-turn Infernape to send in. That's something I haven't seen before. That is a Drifblim, and of course that hovers over Earthquake. And what do I want to do about this thing? I've got a good chance to have sub, so burning it's pointless. I send in Hardman anyway, and he does indeed go for sub. If he hadn't gone for sub, I probably would have just went and started head smashing him. And looks like he's sub and charge beam set, so he's going to try to get some special attack up. Looks like he got one there. I'm just going to go for the perfect accuracy move and go for go for Ice Punch and not let him, get a free sub on the whatever, 2% chance that I miss a head smash or whatever. But anyway, keep Ice Punching him down until he decides to do something besides make substitutes. He's gonna get a +1 baton pass off to someone if he wants to, but it looks like he doesn't want to. I think maybe I was faster than him is why. I don't know. Anyway, and Fernape comes in and takes a little bit of damage from Ice Punch. Fighting as expected, fire is definitely possible, but I've got Tron. I guess I kind of brought 2 leads in this game. Vacuum Waves, I don't know if Vacuum Wave can trigger Poison Point or not, since it like sends a vacuum projectile, but whatever. I'd like to set up Stealth Rock. I'd like to Earthquake it. See which one I go for here. Okay, yep, this. I go for Stealth Rock. So that way he's got 2 flyers that he's shown me, the Altaria and the Drift Blim, so I want some sort of residual damage on them. Claydol also is affected by it, but, it takes, like, not much from it, so whatever. Takes a 16 leftovers a heal of that. Although it's not a leftovers Claydol, so, residual damage on it will still be good. I don't want to take Earth Power with Tron, so I'll send in Skullman. Knocks me down to 160 with that, and then down to 73. That'll be 87 points of damage. I'm at 91, so I gotta think I have at least a chance to live here and get something off. But damage variation said no, so I guess that makes up for the Napoleon earlier, and finishing that off. So I guess I'll take that trade. Sending Grenade Man. This is my banded Grenade Man, actually. And I believe he is actually choice banded. I usually have him muscle banded, but not this fight. He is actually choice banded. And I guess he wanted to think I was going to explode, but nope, I haven't got enough utility out of him yet. I'm going to pay back first. And it works out perfectly as he sends in a guy who is weak to payback. Now, however, he's got a guy who's resistant to payback, and I don't think that would kill, even choice banded. So I'm gonna switch out, and I guess switch in Tron. I don't know. I thought about kind of staying in case he wanted to go for a fighting move instead. He goes for Fire Blast, then it misses, but that's kind of what Fire Blast does. Feel bad for that though, because it definitely was it would have made a big difference here. So I'm going to be able to get an Earthquake off. I have Rocks up now, so I care less about if he switches into a Flyer. And Fire Blast does copious amounts of damage to Tron. So yeah, 2 of those definitely would have killed me overkill. Actually, 2 Flamethrowers probably would have gotten the job done. But anyway, yeah, EQ Rocks. It's way better than Super Fang. At least if it's your only attack move, don't do that. It did not work out well for me. Anyway, so Andy the Altaria comes in, and once again, he's giving me no reason not to just send in Blissey every time, so I'm gonna continue to send in Blissey every time. He hasn't shown me anything on this thing set, not even like a Toxic or something, which I wouldn't care about anyway due to aromatherapy, but he's shown me absolutely nothing that makes me afraid of this thing, and I'm just gonna Ice Beam it. At worst, something's going to come in, nothing's immune to ice besides Shedinja, and it's going to have a 20% chance to get frozen, so he just gives up the Altaria, and lets it go, and it's 2 on 3 now, I think? I think I got Medi, Tron, who I'm going to send in here is pretty much death fodder, and I think I've got Aggron left as well. Earthquakes, and yeah, I didn't want Medi to take an Earthquake, even though I have Ice Beam. I wasn't sure how well she would take it, and I wanted to keep her alive for Claydol. Actually, I've got Grenade Man too. Okay, so I had 4 on 2 at that point. And now I'm going to switch over to Explosion, Choice Banded Explosion, and I actually went first for some reason, so I guess he used either Counter or Roar. I'm not sure. I would guess Counter, but I'm not sure. I don't know what, that must have been why I went first anyway. I'm pretty sure Donphan is a good bit faster than Fori. So, CB Explosion takes him out, and now I've got 2 options left to drop in on Claydol. I don't know, you guys can post if you feel otherwise, but I don't know, I felt like if I sent in Medi and Medi didn't get the job done, then Aggron was going to be just an auto loss to this Claydol, whereas I felt like if I go ahead and use Aggron now, I can get 10% more damage, he doesn't have any recovery, and it just makes me feel a little bit better about Bliss's Ice Beam either being able to... it will probably be a 2-hit KO. I'm thinking maybe it'll do like, I don't know, 20%, he'll take 10% more from Life Orb, and then I'll do another 20%. But you see there I have the emote strip making the prediction, and that is indeed exactly what happens. He blows up and gets a critical hit explosion anyway, and that is going to result in a draw. So great game second. I got no complaints here. Love having ties. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the game. Later days.